Hello, everybody. I'm trying a new way to record the Gemara. This way, you actually have the Gemara in front of you as you listen to it being read. All right, we're starting over here, line 27 on Daf Dalet Amud Aleph. This is Sugyah number 4. All right. They asked a question from Rav Nachman Bar Yitzchak. Hamaskir Bayis Lechavero Bar. They rented one who rents his house to his friend on the day of the 14th of Nisan. Ami Livdok, who has the responsibility to do the bedika, to check the chametz. Al Hamaskir Livdok, it perhaps should be the responsibility of the maskir, the owner, the one who rented it out, the chamira didehu, because it is his chametz. Again, keep in mind the machlokas Rashi and Tosfot as to what that means. O dilma, or maybe al hasocher livdo. Perhaps it should be the responsibility of the socher, the one who rented it out, the isura birishusei koi, because the isur, the chametz, the davar ha'isur, the items that are asur, are right now on his property. Tashema, come and learn the following proof. Hamaskir, the Brisa says, Hamaskir bayis lechavero, one who rents out his house to his friend, al hasocher la'asos lo mezuzah. It is the responsibility of the renter, the tenant, to affix, to place the mezuzah on the doorpost. Now, Hasam, over there, ha'amarav misharshia, Rav Sharshia said, mezuzah chovas hadar he, that the mezuzah is the obligation of the one who lives there. Hacha mai. But here, babedika, what's the halacha? Is it the same or not? The implication is that it is not the same. Mezuzah is chovas hadar. So we thought to say, just like by mezuzah, the responsibility is on the socher, not the maskir. So too, the responsibility of bedika should be on the socher, not the maskir. But the Gemara says, no, it's not true. Because by mezuzah, the whole mitzvah is on the one who lives there, as we'll see Rashi very soon, what that means. But by bedika, it is not necessarily true. Let's get to the maskana before looking at the Rashis. Omelahu Rav Nachman Bar Yitzchak. Rav Nachman Bar Yitzchak answered them, Tanina, we learned in a brisa, Hamaskir bayis lechavero, one who rents out the house to his friend, im ad shlo masar lo maftechos, if until or before the keys were handed over, chal arba asar, the 14th was chal, took hold, or the day began, the night of the 14th began, al hamaskir livdok. It is the responsibility of the maskir, the owner, to do bedika. The im mishem masar lo maftechos, but if after the keys were handed over, chal arba asar, the 14th, night of the 14th began, then al hasocher livdok. Then it is the responsibility of the socher, the renter. Again, so it all depends upon when the keys were given over. If the keys were given over before the 14th, night of the 14th, it becomes the responsibility of the socher. But if until it was handed over, the night began, it is the responsibility of the maskir. Let's see some Rashis. Let's try to go to a different page on this. Hold on a second here. No, that's Tosfot. Let's find the Rashis. Okay, here's the Rashi. Chamira didehu hachamet shebabayis. The chametz in the house, it belongs to him. Birishusei kai, that will be why it belongs. It is a responsibility of the maskir. Birishusei kai sharei ata, that now habayis shalo, the house is his. La sos lo mezuzah. Again, that's by mezuzah. Alma, so we see midei the mitzvah alei ramya. The mitzvah itself is on him, on the socher. However, mezuzah is chovas hadar. Lefi shehi mishmaraso. So the first reason why the socher must do the mezuzah is because the mezuzah protects him. That's one reason. V'ksiv, and another reason is v'ksiv. It is written in the Torah, beisecha. The mezuzah is written on beisecha, your house. But bi'ascha, the Gemara darshans not beisecha, your house, but bi'ascha, your coming in. Nichnas v'yotzeba. You're the one who goes in and goes out of the house. Aval hacha, but by here, bedikas chametz the rabbanan. Bedikas chametz is only a din from the rabbis. The mishum, because if it was by Rabbi Matzeh, because of the chov, the aver by Rabbi Matzeh, ha'amar lekaman, we say later on the sagi leig bebitul be'alma. It's enough just with a simple bitul of the chametz imesiach daite minei. If the person just removes his mind from the chametz, umashri le ka'afra, and views the chametz like dirt. The Omar and says kol chamira bebeisei hadein, all the chametz that is in this house, v'chule, and etc. So it is only one. That's it. That takes care of bitul. The rabbanon who the anshrich b'dika. It is the rabbanon that require b'dika. The hashta now the kihagavna in this situation when it was rented on the 14th. The Gemara asked the question, Torah zen, this tircha, this job, this effort to place on b'dika al mi mutal, who is it on? All right, so it's not comparable to mezuzah. Mezuzah is chavas adar, and by chametz, the question is who should the chachamim put this decree to do b'dika? Who did they place it on? The Gemara concludes, Mesiras mafteach hu kinyan schiros, that is the key to the whole entire question. Why? Rashi says hu kinyan haschiros. This is what creates the acquisition of the renting. So now, v'im ad shlo masar hamaftech nichnas leilar ba'asar, if before the key was handed over, the night of the arba'asar came in, chala chova habedika al hamaskir. The chov of the bedika took effect on the renter, the owner rather, the owner. Shadayin hosei b'reshuso, it was still in his property. V'yafa pisha masa lo b'yom, even though it was given over, he rented it out by day, but too late. Kvar chala chova alav, the chov already was on him, took place on him. Let's see quickly the Tosfos. Right, here was one Tosfos. Alamaskir livdot techamid dehu. Tosfos says, "Ain lefarish time." Don't say the reason is as to why the maskir should do the bedika came nishlahu, since it is his. The ain adam yachol avatel, and a person can do bittul. This adam, this socha can't do bittul. Elahu, only the maskir can do it because he owns it, and therefore chayiv lilo, the maskir must do bedika. That can't be the reason why. The imkain, if that was the reason, amay nokat maskir lechavera b'yadalid. Right? Why was it the yadalid? Why the 14th is the question? Why is that the question? Why they choose the question to be Yadalit on the 14th? I feel B'yigimel Yischayev Amaskir. Even if he rented it out on the 13th, it will be the same question because it's still his chametz. The high timer from that for this reason, the fact that it's his chametz. Livdok, he should be checking. Lakach mefarish Ri, therefore the Ri explains the chamir dedehu, it is his chametz. What does that mean? V'chal alav chiyu b'dika. The chibudika began on him. Shah achas koram shehes kira. 1 hour before, even 1 hour before he rented it, and therefore, that's why the question being, can it switch? It began in the maskir. The whole shaila is, can it be switched to be the socher's responsibility? Well, ma'aser raiv and mezuzah, and they bring a proof from mezuzah. Sorry about that. The afa pi shechal chiyuv kodem shehiskir, even though the chiyuv began on the maskir before he rented it out, al hasocher lasos mezuzah. It now becomes the chiyuv of the renter to make the mezuzah, and so too should be here as well. Perhaps we can switch. The dachi, however, it was pushed off. That comparison, the mezuzah chovas hadarhu, because mezuzah is the responsibility of the one who lives there. How do you know? Kilomar, to say the following: even if the owner did not rent it out, he is able to be exempt from putting up a mezuzah. Shelo hayadar, if he is not living there, or using the house, he just leaves it empty. But by chametz, if he did not rent it out to anybody else, yitztarech livdok, he would have the responsibility to check, and therefore it's not comparable, and we still don't know if the chiyuv can switch. Next Tosfos, imish shemasar hamafteach pirish Rashi. Rashi explains mesiras hamaftechos kohen. The whole point is who is the the giving over the keys, that makes the kinyan, that gives the renter the ownership of the property of the house. However, the ein nulari, that does not seem to be the pshat to the re. The ha'omar b'meruba babakama, we say in Perek Meruba Mesechas babakama, kishem shekarka nitnes b'kesav v'shtar v'chazaka, just like land is purchased with money, a contract or a action that takes hold shows ownership of the property. Kach sirus karka, so too is renting of land. Nikne b'kesav shtar chazaka, v'chul, again, etc. So too is renting. Below I'm reading, we don't say the mahane misiras hamaftayach, that it helps at all the giving over the keys. All right, one opinion says so, but we don't hold that way. Therefore, mefarish ri, the hacha, why is it so important to give over the keys? The hacha shemaslo maftayach. Here, when you give over the key, v'lo hichzik, and he did not take hold until the 14th, umisha yesh biyado maftayach. So whoever has the key, kishachal yudalin, when the 14th day comes in, chayiv livlog, they have to do the bedika. The also she'ein biyado maftayach, the one who does not have the key, eich ikones v'yivdok, how is he able to go in and check? So you can't give him the responsibility, and therefore, even if the socher had the kinyan beforehand, if he had made the kinyan on the 13th, the actual kinyan, if he didn't have the key, he can't do the mitzvah that night, and therefore it would not be his responsibility. It would be the responsibility of the maskir, and it won't switch. The case of the Gemara is where he rented it out. He made the kinyan on the 14th, but the key was still in the hands of it depends. If it's the hand of the maskir, we say he should have done it. He could have done it. We're not going to switch it. However, even if the socher made the kinyan on the 14th day, however, he had the keys at the night, then we say that even though, yes, it was true that the responsibility was on the maskir, because he didn't have the keys, he can't be blamed for not doing the bedika, and therefore we would say that the chiyuv would switch onto the socher when he actually makes the kinyan on the house and moves in. However, this whole key thing, if he puts the keys by somebody else, somebody totally different, a third party, a lawyer, he would not have to do the checking, even though he has the keys. When is the key important? When the keys are a prelude, when he wants to use the keys for tomorrow to make the chazaka and acquire the house. The keys as a prelude to the kinyan, that's where it is important. All right? Extra credit on the test if you can say the following, if you remember the following phrase. Remember to bench after your bagel in the morning. Tell me that phrase in the morning on the test. Write it down on the extra credit section, and you will receive 3 points extra on the exam.